sorry if there's any coughing on today's stream. It is very, very, spring is in full bloom and I'm very allergic to flowers, unfortunately. Though hopefully that won't affect my voice too much. For those of you who are usually here, I know this isn't our usual... Well, this isn't even a Saturday stream, it's a Sunday stream now. This isn't our usual Saturday stream, and I do apologize for that, but the main reason for the difference is that I just got my second COVID shot, finally. So, that's very exciting. And because of that, the arm I got the shot in is super sore right now, so I think playing something that doesn't require using it much is a good idea. Hello, welcome, Lycosone. Good to see you. How are you doing? Oh, I should move this window slightly to the right so I can read chat. That'd be a good idea. Finishing soup. Well, that's good. Soup is good. Soup is tasty. Alright. Well, with that, I think people will come in as they trickle in as per usual. And we should probably get started. Gosh, my notes on my phone are a bit of a mess because I had quite a day. Busy day, not necessarily a bad day, but lots of things happened. We'll put it that way. But for now, we get to start the 5th and final case of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game. Wow, homemade tomato soup with grilled cheese. Now that's a soup I've never made before. Tomato. I mean, I've made grilled cheese, but I haven't, like, made tomato soup from scratch. Oh. Yeah, this is already very ominous. The opening movie, as per usual in this game, is very suspicious. It's easier starting with tomato juice. You can do it from tomatoes if you have a juicer or a blender. Yeah? Well, let's see how this case goes. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none that I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. Hey, we made it to 2017. February 22nd, 10:02 a.m. at Wright & Co. law offices. Somebody outside has a motorcycle. Phoenix better be working on that ramen shop. The one that Yanni Yogi was claiming that his kids worked at. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. Are we gonna see baby number 2? I guess you're gonna have to be specific about which baby. There you are, finally. Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney Mia Fey. Alright, Sweet Pea. You know, I can respect that you don't assume people's genders, but also, Mia Fey has been dead for months. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer, works here? So you are the coffee boy. I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yeah, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not, ma'am. Who are you again? There was an Edgeworth murdered, you're not wrong. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking any cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But you're here, you got a glass of dry mead, and you're ready to cry if need be. Here's hoping we don't cry today, because I will sob. Yeah, Phoenix, I know Edgeworth probably paid you very well for his trial, but, like, we do need to pay your rent. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be... Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma. Emma Skye. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? You seem a little young to be a scientific investigator. Though, in this series, that's kind of par for the course, let's be honest here. Let's see, who's involved in this case? Miles Edgeworth, good to see he's still okay. Age 24, a gifted prosecutor, and a ruthless man who'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. I don't know if that's accurate anymore, but sure. Gumshoe, he's 30. And Emma Skye, high school junior and self-styled scientific investigator. The lab coat is proof she's a scientist. Oh yeah, definitely, because she's not 16 or anything. Okay. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator. Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just, you seem kind of, jumpy? Or maybe just young. Because scientists wear lab coats all the time, everywhere, 24/7, regardless of conditions. Oh yeah, it's not like some scientists are, like, field researchers or something. Like, I'm definitely gonna go wear a lab coat in the field while I'm swinging a pickaxe at some rocks. Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh god, she's 50. She is officially younger than Maya. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned in forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known. At my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position, then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. She is kind of baby. But I'm ready to do my job. At my age, no less. Great. Another future professional in training. I feel like I'm running a daycare service at this point. So what's this about a case? You said the trial is tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's a murder case. Why is every case that I ever get involved in a murder case? Always a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. So you're telling me there's a murder case and a witness saw her do it. We're off to a great start today, chat. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised I'd bring her to Mia. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. So, does this girl's sister know Mia? How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. I am 15. You would pay big money for Phoenix Wright Divorce Court? That has to be a fanfiction. If there isn't a Phoenix Wright Divorce Court fanfiction that is literally, you know, just Phoenix Wright abdicating divorce proceedings for various anime characters, that needs to exist, if it doesn't. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. I'm sure that'll go well and not be stressful at all. Relation to Mia. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school, and they were roommates? So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. Phoenix, you chased your boyfriend to become a defense attorney. You're in no place to put down anyone else's career choices. That's true. Oh my god, they were roommates, yeah. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it is nice of you to help your sister out like this. You two must be close. Oh no, the music stopped. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Oh god. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? You love how Phoenix has not only done all murder cases so far, but he's had a personal stake in all but one of them. Yeah, basically. The only one that we didn't really have that personal of a stake with was the Steel Samurai trial. They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know that I am a defense attorney? See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah, well, I've never seen a real one before. You're the first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is flaking a little bit. She analyzed it, scientifically. Are there any other non-murder cases in later games? Well, I can't fully spoil that, but there is a case that, knowing the tropes that I particularly like, involves that, and not murder. Well, I mean, you know what I mean, Technicolor Dusty. You know my obsession with a certain style of thief. We're not gonna be there for a while, though, but I do love that character. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'd give you $50 for it. Sorry, but it's not for sale. Yet. First 4 notes of last surprise begin. We'll get there eventually. I don't want to spoil anything else. They all kind of eventually fall into murder, even if they don't start that way. Alright, let's go meet this girl's sister. February 22nd, Detention Center Visitors Room. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want a raise this year, Oh, understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look. I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Oh yeah, the designs from here on out in the series get increasingly crazy. Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry? What exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana. Lana Sky. I'm the chief prosecutor for this district. We're moving up in the world of prosecutors that we're defending, I see. You're a prosecutor. 2 sisters. One a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start. Which is... the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is... Me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, Why don't you begin with telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. I was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's artists, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk. Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. This is great. We have a very defensible case here. So who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? If we're grading on a curve of prosecutors we've seen, she is much more polite and warm than a lot of the other ones. Ooh. Wow, Glebov, calling it now. She wants to be blamed for this to protect the real culprit. Wow, that is quite a guess. Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. You didn't say that you did it. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. The trilogy prosecutors are assholes. The second trilogy prosecutors are babies. That is an interesting assessment. Yeah, for the most part. So you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do their job, and I manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think that you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? She's injured? Oh, this. I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? What is your relationship to Mia Fey? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, didn't she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey? It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Was this line the same in the DS version? Because I don't remember that. Alright then. So you were girlfriends then, I assume? Excuse me. Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. Original dialogue, okay. Forgot about that one. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright. Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana... Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. Huh? I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did it? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana! Mr. Wright. Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. Oh shit, okay, we are on the case then. Yeah, ma'am, we just cross-examined a parrot. I will pick apart whatever bullshit is placed in front of me. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed, after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm gonna find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Okay, but if she really wanted to be found guilty, why wouldn't she just let the court assign her some overworked public defender? Oh, sorry. I don't know. Well, Phoenix hasn't taken a case in 2 months. I wouldn't call that overworked right now. Huh? About what? My sister, she's not always like that, you know? I just never expected her to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Alright, I think we've got all of the dialogue here. Let's go see the... oh my goodness, my voice. There we go. February 22nd, prosecutor's office underground parking lot. Alright, my throat is very clogged, so my voice might sound different for a little bit. So this is the lot where it all happened. The room where it happened, you could say. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone! Keep up the good work! Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are gonna be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. Like, we're basically breaking and entering, Emma. I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there. You expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? We are suddenly in a western. What do we have here? Looks like a bambino got loosed from the ranch and is up for no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them dodgies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall! Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. He's shaving with a buck knife in the middle of a parking lot. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You're speechless? You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? I don't know whether that's a threat or not. Red Dead Redemption 3 looks great! What is this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambino. Was that a hombre, a friend of yours? I'm sorry, I can't imagine him pronouncing it correctly. Kind of. Sort of. Yeah. He's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Oh, there's a lot around here. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found his wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. Ah, yes, science. Yoinking someone's wallet. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Emma, no. If we're gonna be scientific, we should be wearing gloves. And, you know, maybe it would be a good idea for the lead detective to not shave his own hair at a crime scene. Also, you love how in the case where Maya is gone, they give you a surrogate Maya. They basically do. The kleptomania is strong with this one. You know, you say that, but this is not the most kleptomaniacal assistant in this series. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? So the big thing with this case, I think I mentioned this before, but when Ace Attorney was released for the DS instead of the Game Boy Advance, this case was the added case. I don't think it's that big of a surprise that a lot of the mechanics that came with that had to do with the microphone and touchscreen. So Emma and this idea of forensic science is very intrinsically tied to those mechanics. Looks in Wallach. Oh look, $20. You won't be needing this. Oh my god. Hi, Red Joker, by the way. By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay. Now, look at the court record. Was this before or after Ace Attorney 2 was released? These are questions I don't actually know the answer to, but several other people in chat could probably tell you. Technically after? I don't know if it was after in the West, but I'm pretty sure after initially. You'll have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now, let's start examining from every angle. So this was initially done with, like, the touchscreen. Oh, this is gonna be weird to do on PC. We're rotating with H, N, B, and M. After? This case was made after they finished the trilogy on the GBA. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out. With a press of enter. It's someone's wallet. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goldman. ID number 5842189. Oh yeah, there is a lot of influence on Apollo Justice from this chapter. That's true. A lot of the mechanics from this you can see carried over to Apollo Justice, but not necessarily in the rest of the GBA games. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I thought I read that wrong for a second, but no, that's investigation, yeah. I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID. Found at the prosecutor's office crime scene. The fact that they call such attention to the number on the ID is, you know, ever so slightly concerning. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. It's weird without a touchscreen doing that, but that might just be because I was, you know, used to it. This game series was originally going to be released for the Game Boy Color. Oh, man, I didn't even have a Game Boy Color as a kid. I played all the Game Boy Color games I had on a Game Boy Advance. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow in the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose. The theory of relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Ah, hey, Mr. Wright? Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? Mr. Relativity. I assume you mean the theory of relativity. You think it would have a trouble fitting on a Game Boy Color cart? German, technically. Mr. Relativity. Are you sure that was his name? They couldn't get the license to Einstein. Let us examine every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh look, it's a ladder. Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please? Scientific terms, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This hall seems horribly familiar somehow. Does it fold out? The design makes it look like it might. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. See, I had always assumed that step ladders were like the short ladders you get to like fix light bulbs in your house. But then again, I am not a master of semantics. I mispronounce things all the time. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how this makes any difference either way. An oil drum. You're on Team Stepladder purely to cause chaos? I mean, so far I could just see the argument for everything technically being a stepladder. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. Everything in the universe is either a duck or not a duck. True. What? I'm not suspicious. Oh yeah, Emma, you're totally not suspicious. It's not like the detective asked us to leave. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't stuff touch. We don't need to be touching. Don't stuff touch. The fuck is stuff touching? Touch stuff. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. Don't stuff touch. What is she babbling about? No one wears gloves in this universe. Reminds me of the continual joke in Persona 4 about none of the detectives wearing gloves in that game. Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone is broken. Okay, good to know. Look, a stylish, grass-walled room. Very nice. You could see the whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe. Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. Don't Stuff Touch would be a good stream title. You want me to change the title to Don't Stuff Touch? Because I will. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. Your intelligence is high, but your wisdom is very low, ma'am. Emergency exit. Look, a door. This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. Keep that in my back pocket for later. Maybe when we get to the Phantom Boy case, we can do Don't Stuff Touch as the title. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life a little more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Whee! Whose car is this? Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Did the detective just threaten to shoot me? Scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh? Please? No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. Get yourself the saloon on the 12th floor of the prosecutor's office. Might just find yourselves a cerveza you like. Prosecutor's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self, look up Vittles, Saloon, Cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's Office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right. Great. Great. Maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches. Here. This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes. Some crunchy goodness coming to you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance. Especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly any way to greet someone. Even if my day as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up queen, tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yapes, she means it. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny. Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? She does have a goddamn onigiri on her hat. That's just her lunch, she's saving it. You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the names of the innocent. Isn't that right, dearie? And yesterday, they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for the king of prosecutors. What a farce. She talks like someone's persona shadow. Also, yes, she does have one of those octopus sausages as her necklace. So she's saying, a wretched hive of scum and villainy, the prosecutor's office. There was some sort of prosecutor's convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence to this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. This makes you sound like a serial assassin. Ew. The most heinous of all the evil ones. The ones they awarded yesterday. It was in his car they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Murder lunches. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. What is going on? One thing's clear. This lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. What did you see? So what exactly was it you witnessed, Miss Starr? Oh, it was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? What comes with a murder lunch? Do they come with a side or a drink? Do they allow substitutions? Oh boy. The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cut still rings in my ears, and the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife. Okay, well, we got problem number 1 here. Didn't he only get stabbed once? How many times did you witness a stabbing? Wait a second. You know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light? Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and the best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried the General Tso's Trilobite lunch set. Wait, what do you mean Trilobite? Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. She does actually sell lunches. That is her current career. Is that a whole buttered fish? Is that why it's a trilobite? I think so. It's like a whole fish with its head still on. Since you're here anyway, well, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh. Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like the 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure case of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough-up queen. This one does seem way nicer than Von Trauma. To be fair, it would be hard to be a meaner person than Von Trauma. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. But I'm not a prosecutor. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tacking the Lunchland's Pickle Supreme box? Wow, it's really crunchy. A box of pickles. Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. Okay, well, I mean, not the worst thing that could happen when you show someone your badge. Not if you get it from the Flavortown kitchen. Let's go see who the high prosecutor is. Well, I wonder who the high prosecutor is. Yeah, the benefit of this coming after most of the original games is they realized you want to show everyone your badge. I see a Will Powers in the background, and a chess set, and a teeth set, and a fucking cravat on the flowers. This is just the kind of room that screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office there is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Don't call him that. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth. You know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and... Right. Her sister is the chief prosecutor, after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No! It was just Mr. Wright here, Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? Listen, Edgeworth can be salty about that. A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. Emma, are you just gonna insult all of Edgeworth's personal belongings? That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. Look, it's my badge. I once dreamed of being a defense attorney a long time ago. What? You wanted to be a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Yet my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. Can I look at your stuff, Edgeworth? I want to look at your chess set. Hey, a chessboard! I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Those swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Edgeworth? Edgeworth, did you get a set of yourself and your boyfriend as chess pieces? Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges, surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Edgeworth is not very subtle. No, he isn't. Whoa, these are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. Yeah, Edgeworth definitely commissioned Larry to get a custom chess set. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Ooh, cute! What a pretty tea set. I go more for instant tea bags myself. Amazing! The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Edgeworth, you need to drink some of this tea. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use, easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe again? Yeah, I probably have more tea than Edgeworth too. I got a whole, cabinet with a lot of it. That is quite a laptop on there too. Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. So, how about that, massive steel samurai figurine? My. What an amazing bouquet. I don't want to talk about the bouquet. I want to talk about the steel samurai figure. Just right for Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that... Oh no. Wendy Oldback. Wendy Oldback. Wendy, why did you send him flowers? Leave the man alone. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancé? Well, God, I hope not, or we're gonna have some talking to do, Edgeworth. Oldbag got him a giant steel samurai figure. I don't think so. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. It looks a little bit too much like Von Karma's for comfort. This must be his lucky trial jacket. No. Lucky. The lucky trial. I don't know about that one, Emma. I wouldn't call it very lucky. The Bratworth jacket. No, this was his trauma jacket. Yes, you're right. This is the trauma jacket. Lucky jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. The damn brat jacket indeed. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Ugh, of prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send the shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K, that's... K stands for king. Yeah? You got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of prosecutors. Kind of like employee of the month, only better. He's proud of it, but he's trying so hard to be aloof. Oh yeah, you got a problem with my Employee of the Year award. So that's the King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Congratulations, King of Prosecutors! Please stop saying that. That still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of this shield broken off? I wonder if defense attorneys have the same thing. If so, Phoenix is a shoo-in. Emma, we have some we're gonna look at this thing. I'm curious. Oh hey, there's a hand on it. Wait, there's something on the bottom. What's this? Hey, check it out! There's a metal plate here. What if the defense attorneys is a sword? That would be kind of ironic. Looks like the name of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma! I guess he must be a foreigner. You know what? I'm starting to understand why Edgeworth didn't want this. Yeah, that's probably it. He's, from Europe. Well, wherever he's from, I'm sure he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. No, you don't want to meet him. Emma, please. That's why Edgeworth is acting so weird. Yeah, I wouldn't want the same reward as Von Karma. When she says it, his name does kind of have a ring to it. I'm very sorry, Edgeworth. There was an accident involving a belt sander and all of the names were erased. Please. Is there anything else I need to look at in here? I think we're good. Oh, wait, we can look outside. Whoa. What a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it. Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. Why are you calculating this, Emma? I think we have everything now. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. Foreshadowing, because anything thrown out that window would also take so long. Maybe, I don't know. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases on his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? Okay, I think that's all of it. I'm just scrolling my cursor over everything. Chat, do you want to see Bedhead Edgeworth? Yes. You're a mod. You can post the link. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead. Say it, right? You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no. She didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. Emma Skye. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit it, it was a surprise for me, too. To think my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. Oh, well, you know what? Honestly, after Von Karma, any prosecutor is better. I will be so happy to see Edgeworth again in court instead. I can understand. Wait, what did you just say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor. The top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle that I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Despite him acting smug, he does play fair. Like, Edgeworth has never stolen the evidence from a crime scene and then tried to make something impossible to solve. Despite him being kind of a smug asshole, he's never done anything as bad as Von Karma does, essentially. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. God, that smile looks both smug and really upset. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. This man still needs therapy. He does. Chief Prosecutor Skye. Well, yes. We first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right. I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Hello, welcome, Ed. We are still on investigation day 1. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. You know, if we go by Glebov's logic from earlier, then it would seem like Lana was trying to protect Edgeworth from being implicated. But, you know, that's a very early suggestion. We have a lot of clues that we don't know yet. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife is the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. The murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of the victim's blood, no fingerprints. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. This case is trying to play 5D chess with someone playing 4D chess when someone else is playing 6D chess. So, what about this trophy pisses you off so much? So basically, this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works. Yeah. I was wondering something about that shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. The day of the crime. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day of the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and rewards for outstanding officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust in is solid evidence. So, okay, Edgeworth, weird question. If the murder happened at 5:15 in the trunk of your car, and you got to the lot at 5:12, was the body already in your trunk? This is the parking stub for the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, Mr. Wright? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh god, okay. What voice do I give this man? This fucker. Yeah, what voice does this fucker get? What are your thoughts, chat? Also, yes, we are still being introduced to characters who will be relevant. This case is massive. High-pitched and nasally. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Skye, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow. so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement with us, sir. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Oh no, Officer Meekins is slowly turning into a Crocker voice. Wait. Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck personas. Right. Yes, sir? Yeah, he caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that policeman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. I need to go dip my head in ice water because I'm a little bit too angry right now. Thanks. He seems to finally calm down, at least. Alright. We'll be back, bud. Police department entrance. Oh, there's a lot here. February 22nd, police department entrance. We're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and the traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Wait, so is that Jevil-looking thing the police department's mascot then? That is the Blue Badger. Hold on, what's that? Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot? Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? What is this, actual animation? Yeah, there's very little, like, outside of character animations, especially with the witness breakdowns, there's not a whole lot of really distinctive animated segments in early Phoenix Wright games. Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal, what are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Oh, well. Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This might be our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. Hey, Gumshoe, what do you think about my attorney's badge? Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Nuff said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Wait. Speaking of ID cards, I found that detective's card, didn't I? Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. Emma, what's that on your coat, then? She made it and printed it out at school or something. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim! That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? It's a Starbucks punch card. She's 3 coffees away from a 3 bagel. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You'd better not agree to defend the suspect of this case. 1 sec, I need water. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no, come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is the little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister. Just please investigate this carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. Faked is a sensitive issue with you these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? It's like saying bomb at an airport. You just don't do it. Like saying faked evidence at a police station is gonna draw everyone's attention. Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe? What did you do this time? What do you mean this time? Well then, what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs right now. So they're not even letting Gumshoe investigate this. Well, that reeks of corruption. The lowest ranking guy in there is the chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? It is strange, isn't it? The idea that they're only letting certain detectives very high up on the food chain go in. So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. Oh, great. The chief of police sounds like a lovely fucking person. I already have a headache and I haven't even started talking to him. An Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. So, this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's a little strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be laying on the ground where we found it? Ah yes, the guy who ruined all the forensic evidence with his shaving, lack of drugs, and gloves and drinking. I said lack of drugs, but I guess alcohol is technically a drug, so no, he had those. Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that the chief prosecutor, Skye, called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. There's one other thing. Have you seen the murder weapon before? Isn't that cool? Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Prosecutor Skye to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. I don't want to make the little girl cry. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little bit more about what's going on with Edgeworth. I kind of want to check out this knife a little bit. Well, there's a blood stain. That's pretty obvious. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that, or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this, anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. So, your current theory, Lycosone, is grudge against Edgeworth, Chief Prosecutor fell for it and is covering for him out of a sense of protectiveness. Interesting theory. We got a lot of case to get through before we know if that's true or not. Now there's a scary thought. Well, I don't think there's much else on here that we could really get right now. I do like that now we can just look at models of every single little piece of evidence. I mean, it's a parking stub. How exciting. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place there 3 minutes after Mr. Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. They do use logical time. I think we should show everything to Gumshoe. I mean, why not? Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got a reward for diligence myself. Aww, he got a diligence award. I'm so happy he got an award. He deserves it. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is this award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? That must be because of the rumors. Let's talk about Edgeworth's troubles a bit. God, the allergies are killing my voice. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there are always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. Wow, I forgot how shitty rumors are. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing it all for us. I would agree completely. Now let's investigate a bit. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, "Hey, if you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy." That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting, but he was wiping tears from his eyes. Judging from what we've seen so far, the other half of the shield is probably in someone's skull or sewn into a plush doll. Why would you sew it into a doll? They make a good pair. And Phoenix is shipping random dudes. Also, why are there handprints of paint on this thing? I was wondering about that. What, the dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances and dances till the batteries die. I'm not really a mechanic. Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops. Blue Badger panel. Is anyone else concerned by the fact that this is counted as evidence already? Welcome to this case. It is a maze. The Blue Badger panel, a work of art designed by the Chief of Detectives and created by Detective Gumshoe. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot. That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? Oh no, Jake Marshall's just a regular old officer. From West LA. For a moment there I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Letter of introduction. Received from Detective Gumshoe. Allows the bearer to investigate the crime scene. Everyone else Phoenix cares about has been implicated except for Detective Gumshoe. Please no. Please don't claim Detective Gumshoe killed anyone. He's done nothing wrong ever in his life. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. I was wondering about that. Oh. Is it just gonna do the same line again? Okay, it is. I always get excited when I come to a police station. Why is that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and the criminals. Well, I don't know if it's all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. So do those rose-tinted glasses do anything to her, or is it just to make everything look happier? I mean, there are sunglasses that are tinted that way, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have a good effect on that. This banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think that's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I was thinking they're designed after a panda. A panda. Not that I have any scientific proof, it's just a theory. You mind asking me how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, you see. What about zebras? Or did they not have these at your zoo? The usual wanted posters are hanging on the bulletin board here. Writers learn the word hypothesis challenge even once. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. Okay. We got a lot to do. Theory equals hypothesis plus proof. Not proof, evidence. February 22nd, Prosecutor's Office underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here. Ah, hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs, too. What happened to the security guard boyfriend? How many boyfriends do you have? Hey, what's wrong there, Bambino? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters from me go right to the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. Oh god. Sorry, there's like something down my throat, I think. Accidental poly representation? Unclear. We don't really know if she's sus or not yet. May we investigate? Gumshoe. Ah, that old cow dog. He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here?
No worries. This proves it's from a Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall.
Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me.
Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike for lands unknown.
They all know Detective Gumshoe is a himbo.
Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny.
Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
I say I won't be needing this anymore.
Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumpled and discarded. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim?
Good men always die young. Remember that, partner.
Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale.
I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star.
One stab to the chest. Fine piece of work.
Chest? Didn't Lana say she stabbed him in the stomach?
This here's the autopsy report. It'll probably get updated like 5 times knowing you're going up against Edgeworth, but...
Oh, that's not specific at all. Died within an hour and a half from 4 p.m. Are you kidding me? Death due to loss of blood. 1 knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Goodman's autopsy report. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman, they had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back.
So there's no motive.
Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason he didn't do much work with the chief prospector.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Is this going to turn into a corruption case? Who knows? Here to this parking lot.
So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon.
I don't mean any offense, but... Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective.
You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas.
Huh?
I was one of them fancy-shoed detectives until 2 years ago, I'll tell you the truth.
Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina?
So why are you in charge?
No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime.
Are they short on hands right now? Gumshoe could have done this. They said the chief of police specifically asked Marshall to do this. So why Marshall? That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh?
Edgeworth?
That cowdog's been bicked out of his cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet.
Detective Gumshoe, kicked out of the investigation. By the chief of police. They keep bringing up the chief of police.
What's that? Some sort of police passport?
This is Detective Goodman's ID card. Strangely enough,
We found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole? If you want dick sense, get yourself to Texas. Texas. This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town, because Los Angeles is tiny in my eyes, with little evidence. What distance does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Because they know that Gumshoe would have done an impartial investigation, even if he wasn't thorough. Ah, toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knife, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self. The prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Remind me to never visit Texas. 5:12 p.m. The prospector's bright red steed came in at a trot, real slow like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later, so it seems the chief prospector was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for a prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is, the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along. Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. Okay, this is... autopsy report. Okay, he doesn't have anything to say about that one. Alright, name of deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36 years old, male. Time of death, February 21st, between 4 and 5:30 p.m. See, that's what's got me. Between 4 and 5:30 p.m., someone very easily could have killed this man and left him in Edgeworth's trunk. Right? And transported him away from the actual crime scene. Assessment. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife, a single stab wound. Okay. I think I've investigated most of this stuff. I haven't really looked at this in particular, but... you know, it's an ID card. Wait a minute. Edgeworth's knife has no prints. That's true. A name and ID number are written here. Yeah, he could have been killed at the police station, that's my point. Edgeworth's knife has no prints. Someone who knew what they were doing did the killing. And since there's an hour and a half in which he could have been killed, you know, that's sus. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. Exactly. Be suspicious of anyone wearing gloves, then. ID number 5842189. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly! They're the reason we have written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID Wabadab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Wabadub. Well, yes, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point. It doesn't take much to amuse her. I'm gonna go look at the car now. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. What's this? 675 122. Looks like something's written on it. Goodman. You're right. Let's see. 67S or 675 122. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. It seems like defense attorneys can do pretty well for themselves too. Yeah, Grossberg's office is really nice. By all means, Mia's office was very plain in comparison. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Victim's memo found in the car trunk. This rope, is it? Yup, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. Phoenix canonically takes a ton of pro bono cases, true. From the text of that case, Mia seemed to intentionally keep her offense pretty Spartan. That is also true. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Yes. Right, let's check it out. I am not moving that cursor. This phone's still on a redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Phoenix does need to know the value of his own work more, true? Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but I didn't even know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever, let's check this phone out. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first and just pushes the button. Did she just call Phoenix a boomer? Yes. I love this theme. Hey, that song! I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Ah, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to the Chief Prospector Sky. What? It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry. That was my phone. Who was Lana Skye about to call right before she dropped her phone? Whose phone rang when we called redial? Phoenix Wright. What? This case is a maze. It is a maze. What? Your phone? Then who was phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're no lying. They shoot you in Texas for that, partner. Uh-oh, I've indicted the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Last call made at 5:18 on the day of the murder. And she was trying to call Phoenix. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day where I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. No, we sell noodles for Yanni Yogi. B block is through here. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Cannibalism. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. Just like you also shouldn't think too deeply about why Lana Skye was calling Phoenix Wright of all people. Let's go talk to Marshall again. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. Shifter? What's a sifter? That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate has been decided, Bambino. My condolences. Do Japanese car garages have, like, rotating elevators? I'd be terrified to put my car in something like that. Don't know. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambino. How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister I don't know about? I'll apologize, Bambino. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here. But who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth has been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? Those are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you'll find one person. but they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person. Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. What? My sister. Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Other people load them with deals. Wait, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone updated. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went down here. Oh, we don't. But with that, it has been a solid 2 hours since the stream started. I can definitely feel my second COVID vaccine starting to affect me a bit. And the pollen's got my voice all clogged up, so I think it'll probably be for the best that we stop here. Solid start to the case. I hope you all have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you later this week for Pokemon Snap.